When most people think about winter travel, visions of modern snowplows or sleek snowmobiles usually come to mind. Yet hidden beneath the surface of history lies a remarkable and largely forgotten era of innovation known, where snow tractors reigned supreme. These powerful machines weren't just novelties. They were essential tools that turned impassable, snow-packed trails into vital lifelines for remote communities, researchers, and explorers facing some of the harshest conditions on Earth. Long before highways were cleared by fleets of heavy-duty trucks, early pioneers relied on these specialized snow tractors to navigate frozen landscapes. Crafted during a time when engineering was as much about guts as it was about blueprints, these vehicles stood as symbols of American ingenuity and bold problem solving. They weren't mass-produced commodities, but carefully designed answers to a very real problem: how to survive and thrive in relentless winter environments. Today, much of the public has forgotten about these mechanical marvels. They sit buried in vintage magazines, black and white newsreels, and the memories of a few dedicated enthusiasts. Yet their impact is undeniable. From supporting daring Antarctic expeditions to ensuring small-town ranchers could reach markets during winter storms, these tractors filled critical roles that kept the gears of daily life turning even when the snow piled up feet deep. The craftsmanship behind these machines reveals a different Erewhon where every bolt and bearing was selected with a purpose. Every innovation was field-tested against nature's fury. They showcase the can-do spirit that defines American engineering, adapting existing technology, thinking outside the box, and sometimes building entirely new systems from scratch. Today, we're taking a closer look at 5 of these incredible snow tractors. While some were hailed as technological marvels in their time and others faded into obscurity, all of them represent an extraordinary chapter in the history of winter travel. They remind us that sometimes the biggest breakthroughs come not from luxury or speed, but from sheer durability, creativity, and the will to move forward, no matter how deep the snow. In 1939, at the height of American industrial optimism, the Pullman Company undertook one of the most daring engineering projects of its time, the creation of the Antarctic Snow Cruiser. Guided by Dr. Thomas Poulter for the U.S. Antarctic Service Expedition, this enormous vehicle was built to conquer one of the harshest environments on Earth. Measuring an impressive 55 feet in length and tipping the scales at over 30 tons, the snow cruiser was unlike anything the world had ever seen. With its smooth, oversized tires and futuristic streamlined body, the snow cruiser looked like it had been plucked straight from the pages of a science fiction magazine. It was designed not just for transport, but as a mobile base of operations, capable of carrying a small aircraft on its deck for aerial surveys. Underneath its sleek exterior, it was powered by a diesel-electric drive system, an innovative choice for its time where diesel engines generated electricity to power individual motors at each wheel, offering greater control over icy and treacherous terrain. However, reality proved far harsher than the ambitious dreams that inspired the snow cruiser. The massive treadless tires, while designed for efficiency over soft snow, utterly failed to grip the slick Antarctic ice. Crews often found themselves driving the vehicle in reverse just to gain any semblance of traction. Despite various attempts to improve performance, adding chains to the tires and adjusting weight distribution, the snow cruiser consistently struggled against the brutal conditions it was built to master. When World War II broke out, priorities shifted, and the Antarctic snow cruiser was abandoned, ultimately disappearing beneath layers of drifting snow. Although it failed to achieve its mission, the snow cruiser stands today as a lasting symbol of American innovation, optimism, and daring spirit during the 1930s and 1940s. It reminds us that even the boldest visions are sometimes no match for the raw power of nature and that true progress often requires learning from failure. In the end, the Antarctic snow cruiser didn't just pave the way across frozen landscapes, it paved the way for future generations of engineers and explorers, challenging them to dream even bigger and prepare even better for the world's wildest frontiers. In the heart of the 1950s, a spirit of rugged innovation thrived across America, and nowhere was it more evident than in the snowy backcountry of Colorado. It was there that inventor Armand E. Langelier crafted the Christie Snowcat, a machine built not for glory or government expeditions, but for the hardworking individuals who needed dependable winter transportation. Rolled out from modest workshops, the Christie Snowcat offered a lighter, more maneuverable alternative to the hulking snow vehicles of its time. Designed with practical needs in mind, the Christie Snowcat featured reversible track frames and compact gasoline-powered engines. This combination allowed the Christie to excel in conditions where larger machines struggled. Whether it was a rancher needing to navigate a snow-drifted driveway or a local fire department responding to an emergency beyond plowed roads, the Christie proved to be a reliable partner in the snow. Its lightweight frame gave it a crucial advantage where heavier vehicles would bog down in deep powder. The Christie skimmed across the surface, maintaining momentum and avoiding costly delays. Owners quickly learned that in areas with rolling hills, loose drifts, and narrow trails, a Christie Snowcat could be the difference between getting through or getting stuck. Despite its practical advantages, the Christie Snowcat never achieved the widespread fame of brands like Tucker. Larger companies with deeper pockets and government contracts dominated the market. Still, Christie embodied the best of mid-century American problem solving. Build it tough, keep it affordable, and make it work for the people who needed it most. Today, vintage Christie Snowcats have become cherished collector's items, admired not only for their rarity but also for their charm and historical significance. Restorers and enthusiasts proudly keep these machines alive, sharing their appreciation for a time when small inventors could still carve out a place in America's industrial landscape. The Christie Snowcat stands as a lasting tribute to the ingenuity, resourcefulness, and everyday heroism that defined an era. Though it may not have made headlines around the world, it quietly earned its place in the snowy history of American innovation. In the mid-20th century, when American innovation was reaching for the stars, some of that same spirit found its way into the snowfields. Few machines embody this unlikely marriage of industrial science and winter necessity better than the Theocal Imp. Originally developed by Theocal Chemical Corporation, a company more famous for producing rocket fuel, the Imp emerged during the 1950s as a compact, rugged snowcat designed to tackle the unforgiving conditions of backcountry winter travel. Built with practical efficiency in mind, the Theocal Imp was a remarkable piece of engineering. Equipped with gas-powered tracks and either front skis or small wheels for steering, it wasn't just built to endure deep powder, it thrived in it. Its nimble design allowed it to dart across snowfields with an agility that larger, heavier snow machines could only dream of matching. For search and rescue crews racing against time, for utility workers checking remote power lines, and for Arctic researchers facing brutal elements, the Imp became in the roaring 1920s, a period marked by daring invention and bold engineering experiments. One machine stood out for its sheer audacity, the Armstead snow motor. While most vehicles at the time relied on wheels or emerging track systems, the snow motor took a completely different path. It replaced the rear wheels of a standard Forson tractor with two enormous corkscrew-like drums, creating a vehicle that could literally drill its way through deep snow. As the massive spiral drums rotated, they propelled the tractor forward, almost like a giant mechanical screw carving a path across snow-packed fields and drifts. This radical approach was visually stunning, especially in the short demonstration films produced at the time. Crowds marveled as the snow motor effortlessly churned through snowbanks that would have stopped any conventional tractor cold. It wasn't just a vehicle, it was a moving testament to fearless engineering. However, as brilliant as the concept appeared on film, reality quickly revealed its flaws. Steering the Armstead snow motor was notoriously difficult, especially in deep snow where precise directional control was essential. The unusual drive system, while innovative, required a level of maintenance that made it impractical for widespread use. In everyday operation, the corkscrew propulsion created more challenges than it solved, limiting the snow motor's appeal beyond exhibitions and promotional showcases. Despite its limitations, the Armstead snow motor left a lasting legacy. It embodied the spirit of early 20th century American engineering, bold, unconventional, and willing to explore radical ideas to solve real-world problems. Even though it never evolved into a mass-market solution, it sparked important conversations about modifying standard equipment for extreme conditions, influencing future innovations in snow vehicle design. Today, the Armstead snow motor is celebrated as a mechanical oddity and a symbol of a time when imagination knew no bounds. Restored models occasionally surface at vintage machinery shows, still capable of fascinating audiences nearly a century later. While it may not have revolutionized snow travel, The snow motor's daring concept paved the way for future breakthroughs, reminding us that sometimes the wildest ideas plant the seeds of tomorrow's success. No serious conversation about snow tractors would be complete without mentioning the legendary Tucker Snowcat, founded by Elmer F. Tucker in Oregon during the late 1940s, the Tucker Snowcat didn't just improve winter travel, it revolutionized it. Tucker's breakthrough came with the development of the first four-track, pivoting snow vehicle, a radical innovation that set his machines apart from every competitor of the era. Instead of relying on conventional wheels or basic track setups, Tucker Snowcats distributed their weight evenly across four independently mounted tracks. This design provided unmatched traction and maneuverability, allowing Tucker vehicles to glide across deep snow where others would bog down or stall out. Whether it was tackling rolling mountain terrain or forging a path across endless ice fields, the Tucker Snowcat quickly earned a reputation as the machine that could go where nothing else could. That reputation wasn't just built on clever mechanics. Tucker Snowcats were designed for durability from the ground up. They featured rugged construction, easily replaceable modular parts, and a focus on practical reliability. Everything was engineered with real-world survival in mind. Breakdowns in remote freezing environments could be life-threatening, and Tucker understood that better than anyone. Their bright orange color was more than just a design choice, it was a life-saving feature. High visibility was essential for search and rescue operations or polar expeditions, making Tucker Snowcats stand out vividly against the endless white landscapes. Over time, that vibrant orange bodywork became an unmistakable symbol of adventure, survival, and American ingenuity. From Antarctic expeditions to life-saving mountain rescue missions, Tucker Snowcats proved themselves time and again under the harshest conditions. Even today, modern Tucker models retain the DNA of those original trailblazers. Their four-track system remains a cornerstone of performance, and their spirit of unstoppable innovation continues to inspire. Whether crossing polar ice sheets or reaching stranded travelers in isolated mountain passes, Tucker Snowcats embody the timeless American spirit of resilience, creativity, and fearless invention. They are a living tribute to the idea that when the world throws its worst at you, a little ingenuity and a lot of determination can still carve a path forward.